Hello there, welcome to the Good Old Days of Radio Show. This is John Teftiller, your host. In the middle of a sizzling hot summer, we're going to play some comedy today because it's Tuesday and we try to play comedy on Tuesday and we try to do other things on Thursday. So today is comedy. This is an episode of Bob and Ray. Now, I don't recall ever playing Bob and Ray on the Good Old Days of Radio Show in the past. So we will correct that today. Bob and Ray started out as a local program on the East Coast, and they became so popular that they had a network program later, and this is one of the network programs. They started out as kind of like morning personality DJs, but with a totally different comedy type spin. They would lampoon the kids' shows, lampoon the soap operas. They called it The Adventures of Mary Magoon or something like that. And they had a lady on there with them, which I don't know if she's on this one or not, named Leona Anderson. And Leona Anderson would do very, very weird interpretations of popular songs. She was kind of like the Mrs. Miller of the 50s, if any of you know who Mrs. Miller was, and I'm probably talking to an audience who has no idea who Mrs. Miller was. But Mrs. Miller was popular in the 60s. Leona Anderson was popular in the 50s and started out on the Bob and Ray Show. Her big claim to fame song was Rats in My Room, which was always featured on the Dr. Demento show in the 70s and 80s. Anyway, I don't know if Leona Anderson is on this one, but we'll find out. In any case, Bob and Ray were quite humorous. They did some television, but they were mostly radio, and they were very, very popular for a long time. So here we go. We'll introduce Bob and Ray to a modern audience.
That's the network. That's the one.
From approximately coast to coast, it's the Bob and Ray Show.
Starring,
with Mary Magoon, Tex, Webley Webster, and Wally,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight we have a waltz contest going here in the studio, friends.
Well,
we have
it's a waltz clog contest.
all the finalists from
All of the clogs are here.
Quiet, please.
Every clog is here from all around New York.
From all the 48
waltz clog
states are
contest.
competing here in the great Bob and Ray Waltz Finals. We have some wonderful couples here.
I'm going down into
Who
the
will
audience
compete
right
a little
now with my
later.
portable microphone and speak to one of the clogs who is here. How about you, madam? You're eating lifesavers, aren't you?
Yes.
The candy mint with the hole. How long have you been a waltz clog enthusiast?
What?
How long have you been an enthusiast of the waltz clog?
Well, I've always liked to waltz ever since I was a small one.
Small what?
Child.
You were a small... Let's try this gentleman over here. Sir, you're a waltz clog enthusiast, huh?
Are you a wise guy? Because I'll punch your nose in.
You're a fan of the...
No, I don't like waltzing none.
What are you doing here?
I like the shortish.
Well, all right, Paul, please. Let's not encourage.
So if you'd like to get your nose pushed in, just talk about waltzing with me for a while.
See where I burnt my finger with a match tonight?
No.
It's a sulfur burn.
Let's see it.
Hurts.
Let's see.
See?
Yeah, it's deep.
Hurts very badly.
That's a deep one.
Yes, it is. Hurts very much.
What?
It hurts. Hurts.
You want to interview me for a while?
Let's try somebody else. How about you, sir, over there with the bow tie and the plaid beard? What's your name, please?
Bentley.
Mr. Bentley, where are you
Bentley?
from, sir?
I'm from down in
You're a
the...
waltz clog enthusiast, is that right?
Yes, I am. I'm
How
from...
long have you been an enthusiast of this type of dancing?
I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
14 years. and
Bristol, Connecticut.
You have come here all the way to New York to take part tonight.
Yeah,
Have you
I
heard
hope
the
I
program before?
Yes.
You like it, I'm sure, and that is why you're going to take part in our festivities here.
What?
What's your name, sir?
Bentley.
Where are you from, sir?
Bristol, Connecticut.
Where?
Bristol.
And how long have you been a waltz clog enthusiast?
Well, ever since I got out of
14
reform
years?
school, which would be about 23 years.
23 years, huh? What brought you to New York tonight?
I came down on the New Haven Railroad.
Excuse me, Mr. Bentley. Just a minute. Come in. Here's another enthusiast of the active art of waltz clogging. Clement, our
Hello,
cleanup
fellas.
man, waltzing in with his vacuum cleaner tonight.
Well, I turn this off. Hey, which one of you two guys... Takes an awful long time for this thing to shut off. All right, I got
Okay,
it. At
don't
ease in
overdo
there.
it. You realize we had 20 seconds of vacuum cleaner shutting off there.
I know, but I don't control
Of
that.
course, this is a great relief.
Which one of you
Takes a
guys
lot of
is
the burden from our
putting your
shoulders.
chewing gum underneath the
Friends,
table?
incidentally, we're hearing Big Mamu by Pete Hanley tonight.
Which one of you guys is putting the chewing gum underneath the table?
Well, it isn't me. It's probably
It isn't me
he.
either. It is not. It's one of you two guys.
It's not either one of us, I'm sure.
Is it you there, the organ player?
No. 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 No.
Darling, why do I get butterflies every time I'm kissing you? When you hold me tight and close your eyes, do you get the butterflies too? Do the stars go whirling round and round when we're all alone, we two? Does your heart go floating off the ground, flying just like the butterflies do? Butterflies red, butterflies blue, oh, how they flutter up and butter up my view. I picture rings, weddings and things. I hear an organ play and someone say I do. Darling, why do I get butterflies every time I'm kissing you? When you hold me tight and close your eyes, do you get the butterflies too? Butterflies, 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 oh, how they flutter up and butter up my view. I picture weddings and weddings. I hear an organ play and someone say I do. Darling, why do I get butterflies every time I'm kissing you? When you hold me tight and close your eyes, do you get the butterflies too? Do you get the butterflies too?
In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia,
Right on.
on the trail of the lonesome pine,
Right on.
in the pale moonlight, I held you tight. I carved your name. You carved mine.
Right on.
Oh, moon.
That's...
Fire that organ player.
right, Walter.
Right away.
It's a beautiful day here in New York.
How does he
Walter.
expect me to sing 600 miles from New York? Don't get the key right.
That's right, Walter.
Oh, moon, in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh. Hey, you know what I have?
No.
And this would be of great interest to you television
Headache?
fans. I have the rehearsal schedule of The Voice of Firestone.
Great. What time do the boom men go out to eat?
This morning, Monday morning, at the Center Theater here in New York, 10:30 to 11 was Block. Feature commercial. Doug Gregory, Don Hernley, and Gene O'Brien were supposed to be there. I don't know whether they were or not.
Yeah, they all showed up.
11 to 11:30
O'Brien
screen.
was none the worse for weather.
Phil and Telos. 11:30 to 12:05 Block. 3 horse and buggy, Mr. Birch, Miss Ferguson.
Mr. Birch didn't show up.
12:05,
sick.
12:25 Block 1. Strike Up the Band, choir. 2 Strange Music. Those are songs.
Strange music. That was on there for 30 minutes tonight.
That's from Voice of Song of Norway. I
It
don't
was
think
strange
they
music from the
got
time
through
it
that.
signed on. Let's sign.
We'll continue this a little bit later. Right now, friends, stand by, announcers. They're off.
Don't be half right. Use Usafi. For instance, what are the percentages of nitrogen and oxygen in the air you breathe? 39 and 6/10% nitrogen and 10 and 5/10% oxygen? No, that's only half right. Get up on your air conditioning. Tell your I&E officer you want to study with the United States Armed Forces Institute, Usafi. It's easy, it's simple. If you don't want to be half right, use Usafi.
Next, the new Helen Harkness, Sob Sister. Here again is the engrossing behind-the-scenes story of newspaper life in a large metropolitan city, told through the eyes of an attractive young career widow, Helen Harkness, Sob Sister. Written for radio by O. Leo Leahy.
Come here.
On Friday, Helen
Do that
Grant
again.
Lockwood, her fiancé, Bendover, promotional editor, and Stanley Duff, sports editor of the Grand City, Ohio Populace, enjoyed a picnic in the outskirts of Grand City. After Helen had announced that she was going to New York to cover the UN as special reporter. Now, after they see that a plane has crashed some few hundred yards from their picnic grounds, we hear Helen scream to Grant. A few moments later, our friends are rushing through the thick underbrush and dank vegetation toward the burning plane. It's right over here, Helen. Maybe.
I hope we can make it.
Maybe we can.
Hurry!
Maybe we can save the pilot.
I don't think so.
Don't get too close to fire, Grant. Come on. Ben, you stay over there. All right, Grant. I think I'd better go inside, see if I can find those bells. Those bells. I keep hearing bells ringing. Helen, stand. Oh. Meanwhile, in the office of B.S. McGill, publisher of the Grand City, Ohio Populace, Mr. McGill is thinking over Helen's resignation. And he says to himself,
Well, she's gone now. No more do I have a dependable sob sister. Now now on, Oh, a telephone that keeps ringing in my mind. No more will I have a Helen Harkness to rely upon to give me the sob sister side of the story. If I close that door, close it. Close the door. No longer will I have Helen Harkness to depend upon. All my stories now will have to be cold prose, reporting nothing but details of a story. I only hope that my men are up to it.
B.S. McGill muses to himself, not knowing of the trouble Helen, Grant, Stan, and Ben are in. Tomorrow, an exciting scene takes place in the meadow where the picnic had taken place. And we hear E. Stanley Dupp, sports editor, say,
I think they've got me. I think I'm fatally wounded.
that's tomorrow in the next exciting episode of Helen Harkness, Sob Sister.
Let me get this. Hello, will you say that so we can all hear you, please, Mariners? Who? Is this the Mariners on the phone?
No. And it isn't Frank Parker either.
We expected a call from
Is this the Bob and Ray show?
Yeah?
Look,
Yeah?
that Helen is getting into more trouble than is possible for any human.
Well, she's
Now, look,
been-
I followed this story for weeks and weeks.
Yeah?
I followed Helen overseas. I followed her back to the newspaper. Oh, isn't this awful? I followed... Look, she can't be in any more trouble than she's been before.
Well, this is only a story, sir. I don't see any reason why you should be so upset.
Look,
I get just a little sick
Look,
of you.
Helen can't get into this much trouble, believe me.
Well, she is getting
You
into
want
it,
us to believe this story. Make it believable.
Oh, isn't this awful?
Goodness.
I love me, I'm wild about myself. I love me, my picture's on my shelf. You may not think I look so good, but me thinks I'm just fine. It's grand when I look in my eyes and know that I'm all mine. I love me, and my love doesn't bore. Day by day, in every way, I love me more and more. Myself and me, we have a fight, and I can't fall asleep at night till I kiss me, then I'm all right. I'm wild about myself. I love myself to death. I love me till I'm all out of breath. I stop at every looking glass that I should chance to pass and give myself a hug and squeeze as I look in the glass. I love me, I'm wild about sweet me. I love me, only me, so I'm content, you see. With me, I get right in my tub. I let myself give me a rub. Oh, how I love to feel me scrub. I'm wild about myself. I think I'm just a dream. Me thinks I'm plenty keen. Ooh, I'm such a doll. For me, I'm all afire. I am my one desire. I love me, I think me is a prize. I love me, 'cause me is just my size. I take me in my parlor and I sit on my settee, and then I lift myself right up and bounce me on my knee. I love me, I never leave my sight. I love me, I'm with me day and night. I take me to a quiet place, put my arms around my waist. If me gets fresh, I slap my face. I'm wild about myself. tickle me.
You know that you're going the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, you're kidding.
Yes, you are.
I am not
You're
ever.
talking silly this way.
Well, anyway, so long as I know it, let's take time out for a serious look at the news, shall we? Here is barnstorming Ed Bird and the news.
Thank you.
Speak up, will you,
12:20.
Barnstorm?
12:25 to 12:45 today. The voice of Firestone rehearsed All the Things You Are. 12:45 to 1:05.
They wouldn't dare rehearse that.
Then You'll Remember Me. From 1:05 to 1:30, Pretty Kitty Kelly.
Is she as pretty as
1:30 to 2:30, TV crew eat, except
They're
Boom.
pretty.
Except Boom Men. Oh, now we'll see a little bit later where the Boom Men ate. 1:30 to 2 a.m. Check audio balance. 2 to 3 Boom Men eat. I'm sure that makes a lot of you happy. 2 to 2:30 orchestra record. 2:30 to 4 TV orchestra shots. It would appear that the entire program were on film.
It would appear that way, but
3:15 to 3:45, or a total of 30 minutes, Mr. Roundsville was made up. Make-up, Mr. Roundsville. Now, if we were to consider this...
he was made up to look like... Who?
To look like... I'll continue this a little bit later. Come in.
You're all under arrest.
Well, you...
The whole crew's under arrest.
Wait a minute. Well, you can't walk into a studio this way and say you're all under
I
arrest.
can't. Just take a look at this badge. I got it in the mail from the Roy Rogers camp.
You can walk into the studio and say we're all under arrest.
I am. I got this. It's signed by Roy and Dale Evans. Put that in your pipe and smoke
The
it, you wise
sweetheart
guys.
of the Golden West?
That's right. From the Double X Bar X Ranch. We all eat bread out there, and plenty of it.
Oh, well, let me be sure you're from the Old West. What's a necktie party?
A necktie party means a hanging.
What is, lay down that iron?
Lay down that iron.
Lay down
You
the
ain't from
hard...
the West.
How about lay down the
The
hardware?
hardware means lay down that gun.
Yeah, I guess you are from the West there.
You're all under arrest anyway. Follow me.
Okay.
It's Paul Taubman dance time, folks. Paul is favored to
Roll
make us
back
miserable.
the rugs.
How are you going to make us miserable tonight, Paul? I guess we all recognize this.
Do, 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 do.
The song from Ride Vaquero. Really play.
Okay.
Okay, Paul.
3:30 to 4. Choir rehearsal. 4 to 4:30. Are you quite through?
What?
Are you quite through?
No. I am planning on
What?
playing another chorus.
Well, we're all familiar with the song.
Do. I suppose you are.
We're all
yeah.
familiar with the fact that there's no place in it where you can stop.
No, I
But
can.
stop where you were. will
I
you
can go
please?
right up to the end of the program.
4.
And now here he is, friends.
Good evening.
Red Benton.
Hello there, welcome. Well, thank you very much. Welcome once again.
And
Thank
welcome.
you. Welcome to Ladies Grab Your Seats, the only program. Well, sir, we're having a wonderful time here in New York tonight. Thank you very much. And we've got a real full studio. In fact, there aren't enough chairs for everybody. Well, that lady in the rear with no seat, come down front. We have a chair for you down here, madam.
Thank
How
you
are
kindly,
you? How
just
old are you, mother?
94.
94 years old. Oh, say, we're having just the grandest time. And tell me what you're doing in New York, will you please?
Down here buy new products
Buy
for
new-
my company.
What is your company, mother?
We make ships.
You build ships, is that
You-
right?
I'm off.
We're speaking with a lady who is in the shipbuilding business. Madam, how long have you been building ships that go down to the sea in?
Well, my father was an old whaler out of New Bedford.
An old whaler out of New Bedford. And when did you leave New Bedford, Mother?
Well, we ran out of blubber oil, and my mother said, she said to all of us, there were 12, she said, gang.
She referred to you as gang, huh?
She said, let's,
Isn't that wonderful, neighbors?
she said.
Well, isn't that wonderful, neighbors? All right, thank you. All right, and
She said, let's clear this
let's
giant.
clear this giant, she said, neighbors. How about that? And so you came to New York
went
to
to-
see our program, Ladies Grab Your Seats. We have a lady from New Bedford, Massachusetts, who's here with us tonight to try her luck against the other lucky contestants who've been chosen from our studio audience. And why did you want to come up to the program? Will you
Well,
tell
we
me?
came on down to New York, as I said, to buy some more stuff for my factory.
What kind of things do you have to buy for your shipbuilding deck?
Well, woods and sailcloth,
You
and
need
wooden
sailcloth.
pegs,
I hope you can win a lot of that.
and ballast.
All right. For 44 square yards of sailcloth, how many trees would you say there are in 400 square feet of the state of Maine?
400 square feet of Maine.
You have 10 seconds, Mother.
Oh, 35.
Oh, I'm sorry.
100.
I think you...
1,000 million.
What?
35.
No.
100,000.
I think you
Million.
find it to be 43, but you were very close, and thank you for being a wonderful contestant on our program, Ladies Grab Your Seats tonight. You know what you've won for yourself?
I have no idea, but I do know that many of my relatives are listening up in New Bedford.
Well, for you and every member of your family, a hand-knitted antimacassar.
Now, you can't talk that way to me because my boys are sitting out in the audience.
But that is your prize.
Try and give it to
A
me.
hand-knitted antimacassar for you and every member of your family. Thank you. Well, we'll get to you a little bit later, lady, if you'll just be patient.
She's
How do you
nervous.
feel now, Mother?
Feel just fine.
Thank you.
Now from Bob and Ray, pleasant good night.
Bob and Ray came to you through the facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Well, they're kind of drifting away with the music here. Okay, Bob and Ray. Now, if you listen to that, as I just did, there were two parodies on that program. One was Arthur Godfrey, and most people have no clue these days who Arthur Godfrey was, but he was a kind of a odd figure who had a morning show, and it usually lasted somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 or 3 hours. He would play music and just tell stories, and it was kind of a bizarre program, but he was very popular at the time. So here they were making fun of Arthur Godfrey. And then next up was a soap opera parody, Helen Harkness' Sob Sister. Not sure exactly which soap opera they were parodying, but if you're familiar at all with radio soap operas, you probably figured out that they were parodying one of them, whatever one it was. Anyway, that's Bob and Ray. That's the kind of thing they did. No appearance by Leona Anderson on that one, so sorry about the lead-in that didn't go anywhere. But that's it. That's Bob and Ray, and we'll try to find some more Bob and Ray in the future. In the meantime, tune in, whatever, however you get this show. I don't think you're tuning in. I think you're uploading, downloading, listening, whatever, through your computer or your headset. Anyway, whatever you do to get this show, Thursday there will be science fiction, once again, an episode of Dimension X. So take care and remember to come back here on Thursday and next Tuesday for more comedy. It looks like we have a Jack Benny scheduled for next Tuesday, so we will try that. Okay, this is John Tiftiller in the Good Old Days of Radio Show saying thank you for listening and bye.